Oh.
Okay?
Yep.
Hello, and welcome to episode 9 of the Asian Grab Bag Reviews. Just to let you know before we get started, this is on my new channel, which is Mike's Film Talk all the way, not Daddy 112 or DADD 112. And this is just where we're going to put the Asian Grab Bag Reviews from now on, because we will continue to do joint reviews.
Because we just love each other
Because we like it so much. Right. And it's my turn.
Bonding at its finest.
Yes, at its best.
It's your turn.
My turn to go first.
Moving on to look.
I didn't have to do scissors, paper, rock, or anything like that this time. And I looked.
Full.
Idiot. I looked again. I'll stop looking. Hold my eyes. There you go.
Oh. This is one of our sort of favourites.
Yeah.
Personal favourites.
Personal favourites. I'm going to take it out of the slip.
Yeah, we have a special cover.
Cool special cover, which I didn't know you'd be able to read it or not, so I took it off. And that's actually what it looks like here. And the name of the film is, Infection. And this is another one of those, and I know we've got a huge list of things you must see before you shuffle off this motor coil.
Yeah, but this is another one. Again, like premonition for a really great concept.
Yeah.
The concept, I think, elevates it.
Yeah, it is. It's the whole idea behind it.
The usual dross.
Yeah. In a nutshell, it's about a hospital that's going broke. They're losing money, they're not able to pay their staff, they're having a hard time getting medical supplies, and it looks like they're probably going to get closed.
They're under a lot of stress.
Under a lot of strain. While all this is going on, all this strain, you get this message over their, I guess, emergency line.
Yeah, it's the ambulance driver.
Ambulance driver is calling in and he's saying, we've got this guy that's got this weird thing going on with him, and we need to drop him off to your A&E or your emergency room. Really quickly, and the doctor says that answers the phone, no, we can't do it.
We
haven't got staff, no supplies, no, sorry, we can't do it. They show up anyway.
And they leave this infected patient with them.
Yeah.
What an arse, now that I think about it.
They do, they just drop him off and drive away, so they're stuck with him.
And they're left with him.
And they're left with this guy. Now, I can't go too far into it without giving spoilers away, but basically what this guy's got
No one knows what...
Yeah, nobody knows what it is.
No, and it's really gross. It involves a lot of green, let's just put it that way.
Green, slimy, gooey stuff. And it's very, as in the name says, very infectious.
Yeah.
And
the rest of the film just deals with them dealing with this patient. Things start to get very strange.
Yeah, and while this is going on, the infection, they've also got another thing going on, which I can't tell you about because that's going to be a spoiler, but it's just stress added upon stress.
Yeah, I think what's really fantastic about it, I wouldn't say it's the scariest. It's got a lot of really gross imagery in it.
Yeah.
It's very grotesque. It's a grotesque horror as opposed to like a
scary,
sort of clever, I would have said actually.
Well, okay, yeah, clever too. Yeah.
But I think what's so fantastic, like I said earlier, I think that the premise, the fact that it's set in a hospital, which are usually horrible places anyway. With these poor people that are so stressed under the certain circumstances, it's just a really great idea.
Yeah, just really fantastic.
I love it. And there's some really weird, really supernatural stuff that goes on as well.
Going on as well.
But I'm pretty sure it doesn't have anything to do with the infected patient. But it adds a little bit extra to this really bizarre setting.
Yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic. And it actually says in the back here, I just noticed that this is from the same people that brought us the Ring trilogy and Dark Water and...
I didn't know that, The Grudge.
The Grudge. So, didn't know that. But that's the first film.
Which is a great one.
Okay, your turn.
I looked again.
I'll hold your coat. You looked again. Don't look.
Sorry.
Under penalty of death, I will not look in the bag. See? Oh, this is a brilliant
This is
film.
one of my personal favourites. I know I just said that about Infection. This one was a movie that I got for Christmas. It was one that I specifically asked for after reading about it on a site that is still one of my favourites called Snowblood Apple.
Yeah.
And if you haven't checked it out, actually maybe we should link it in the description box. For any of you that really loves Asian horror, check out Snowblood Apple. It's fantastic recommendations. And this was one of them. And it was one of those films that I'd just seen A Tale of Two Sisters, and my mind had been opened up to this very clever style of horror, psychological horror. And I was needing more.
Yeah.
And this fulfilled that.
Yeah.
It filled that spot for me. It's fantastic.
That's brilliant. I'll just do the honors here, the synopsis of it. In a nutshell, it's sticking with the standard Asian theme that if there's something wrong in the family, it enables all sort of bad things to creep in.
Yeah.
In this instance, you have a young man and a woman who can't have children. And because of that, they decide to adopt. And they adopt this little boy. If I remember right, isn't he drawing pictures and things like that?
He's a fantastic artist, and she's a creative personality,
Very
so she
creative.
immediately identifies with him.
Yeah, so they decide they're going to bring this child home.
Even if he's a bit quiet.
Even if he's a bit quiet. And one of the disturbing things, quote unquote, he keeps drawing pictures of a tree.
Yes.
And he keeps saying to the people at the adoption home that the tree is his mother.
Well, no, he doesn't say that to the adoption. What happens is, he draws a lot of very bizarre imagery, but he's a fantastic artist.
Yeah.
When he moves in with the family, he becomes obsessed with their acacia tree in the backyard, and he keeps calling it his mother. Now, I don't know if this is a spoiler or not.
What I was going to say was, into the mix, you have Grandma show up, and this is the mother's mother.
Horrible.
And she's a horrible biatch in basic terms. And she starts saying, you don't know anything about this kid, you don't know what he's about, you shouldn't have adopted him, he's weird, look at him, he does nothing but draw, and he calls the tree his mother, blah, blah, blah.
And it causes, basically, because you don't want to tell them that, because there's a lot about the plot that won't be seen in a trailer and won't be given to you, so basically, again, it's this, like you said, this stress, this strain on the family unit, and it just starts spiraling out of control in what seems to be a supernatural fashion, when in actual fact, the truth is very far from what you expect it to be. And Acacia is marvellous. I put this on the same level always as A Tale of Two Sisters. So if you love A Tale of Two Sisters, you will love this. It's just as clever.
Yeah.
It's beautiful as
just
well.
a word. The only thing I can say any further and not throw any spoilers into it for you is the fact that the little boy goes missing.
Yeah, that's when things start happening.
And that's when everything falls apart. The other thing I will mention really quickly, pardon me, I don't know why it is, I think drinking coffee. The little boy's a fantastic little actor. He does a great job. He's drinking coffee. And there's a little girl in the film that plays his friend. That,
she's a vampire because she's anemic.
Yeah, and she is another brilliant little actress.
Yes.
The kids bring this to life.
I think they all do. Every actor in this film really brings something new to the table. And I want to say as well that Red Wool has never been so scary.
Yeah.
It's full of great imagery.
Yeah.
It's well written. It's well acted. It's superb. The ending will make you question everything you've just seen on top of the twist that just happened.
Yeah.
It's a marvel, and it's a real shame that I don't know many people that have seen it.
No.
Even now, more people know of A Tale of Two Sisters, for example,
than
they don't know of Acacia.
And
it's
Acacia
a shame.
is a brilliant film. I would put that above even Infection as
way
being
above.
one you definitely need to see. Because, not to bang my own drum too much, but I'm kind of the Miss Marple of mystery and suspense films. I can generally guess what's going on.
Apart from A Tale of Two Sisters, which I had to explain.
She had to explain to me 3 times. This is another one. Although she didn't have to explain it to me, but at the very end of the film, when you got to the conclusion, I was like, what? It was brilliant. Fantastically great film.
Yes.
Don't miss this one.
Next.
Right, next film. And I looked at the bag again. Stop it. Thank you. I'll do 2 hands.
It looks like you're looking down through my hand.
What's that? Oh, yeah, I forgot one. What's that one?
I don't know, I can't see the front.
Oh, Memento Mori! This is one you probably would have liked because this is your favorite.
Well, it's not my favorite out of the 3. This is part of the high school horror series that we've mentioned before. Part of Whispering Corridors and Wishing Stairs. This is the second film.
Memento Mori.
Yeah. It's very, very different.
Very different from the other 2 films.
Yes.
It deals with, and it's kind of a shame because I will say now, the original version of the film got censored quite heavily.
Yes.
Because they didn't like...
Involves lesbianism.
Yeah. And basically it's that sort of thing,
and
I think...
minors, which is even worse.
Yeah, which is a real taboo. It basically takes place in a girls' school again, like we said, it is part of the trilogy.
It's the same school.
Same school. These 2 girls form a really huge attachment to each other.
They become sort of girlfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, basically. And it's more hinted at in this film than it would have been in the original because they did actually spell it out a bit more. But what happens is another little girl finds their diary because one of the things they do is they keep this little diary saying,
keeping mementos of
what they've been doing.
Yeah.
And she gets wrapped up in this. And one of the girls dies. And I should actually say that after the girl dies, that's when the other little girl finds a diary.
Yeah,
Confused?
but basically,
I am.
She gets pulled into this bizarre the experiences that these girls went through, and it's strange because it's almost like a drama.
Yeah, and yet it's
with very supernatural edge.
Yeah, but it's a brilliant film. The relationship between the girls is at times touching, but other times awkward, and other times very funny. There's a scene where they're cleaning the swimming pool in the school that just puts me in stitches every time I watch it. Because the two girls are like chalk and cheese. They're completely different from each other.
What's really fantastic about the movie, I think, besides the supernatural element, which spawns from the kind of almost, I mean, obviously it spawns from the girl's death, but I mean, it's their very secretive way of going about their relationship that's so almost haunting. And I think really it's horrible because, I mean, I think anyone can identify with, you know, being a teenager. It's very hard because you're still trying to find yourself and find your place in the grand scheme of things.
And that's amazingly what causes, not amazingly, unsurprisingly, what causes the relationship to kind of fall apart.
Yeah, because it doesn't end well, we'll just put it that way.
Yeah, it doesn't end well at all. And
it's such a different animal compared to the others.
It is so totally different from the other two films.
It's depressing too.
Yeah, it is. It's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
But it's so hard to explain.
Yeah, it's another one of those, this is going to be one of those we do that everything is like, you got to see this. You really got to see this to appreciate it.
But these are all so different from each other.
Yeah.
In the reasons why. I mean, just Memento Mori on its own. Oh, it's really tense and it's not very pleasant and it's a bit awkward at times in the sense that it makes you feel uncomfortable. And
it almost does.
And it's sad as well.
And when the penultimate part of the film happens, it involves the entire school.
Yeah.
Unlike the other two films, which are very regionalized with people.
Two specific groups or cliques, whereas this is the whole thing.
Pretty much, it almost does a carry on the entire school. It's really impressive.
It's wonderful.
And really good.
If you watch the trailer alone, you can see from the trailer that it's scary.
Yeah.
It's very unusual, like I said, very secretive.
Yeah.
And, you know, almost kind of obsessive to a degree. Yeah. And it's also very, very tragic.
Yeah.
So this is the only film in the whole series that I can't watch a lot because it's actually, it upsets me quite a lot. It's not a film that you're going to finish watching and feel like invigorated or probably upset you if you're anything like me.
And especially, you know, the little girl that gets sucked up into their relationship or drawn into their relationship, she's really the obsessive part of the trio. She becomes obsessed with these two girls' romance.
Yeah. But this is pretty much it because I think we're going on quite a long time.
Yeah, we're just done off. So what?
Shush now.
That wasn't even English, but we better stop now. Right, so these three films, you get told two, I get told one. Out of the three, if you have to watch any of them immediately, do not pass go, do not collect 200 pounds, Acacia. Watch
if you have no choice between these three, this is the one you should watch.
Yeah. And the next two are tied.
Really?
I say the next two are tied. This, just because it was so outside the box, what they did with it.
It is, but it's a very different animal. I think, maybe a tie, but it depends on what you prefer.
Yeah.
If you're the kind of person that prefers things like premonition
or
reincarnation, then watch Infection.
Yeah.
If you like things that are a bit more depressing and scary, let's say if you liked Black Swan or A Tale of Two Sisters or something kind of depressing like that, then you might want to see Memento Mori.
If you're in an emo mood, or I'm so full of angst, watch that. Yeah. If you're in I just want to watch something weird and unusual, watch that. So there you go. That's our 3 picks for this week.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget, I will leave a link or something to Snowblood Apple.
Yes, do.
The site, because it does do great reviews. So that's us for this time, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
There we go. I think that was pretty good, actually.
Yeah.